So today I'd like to talk about the United States Council of Catholic Bishops. And I have a little list of things that I was going to discuss at some point or another, and the USCCB was down on the list. But today they moved up for a couple reasons. First of all, you may be aware that they did send a letter which criticized Biden's position on abortion and same-sex marriage. And so then you have Cardinal Kupich, who comes out and tells them that they were wrong in sending that admonishment. So in searching for some other takes on the letter, I came across an article, and they criticized the USCCB for putting out this letter on a day when Biden was calling for unity. I found that interesting because anybody who really looks at anything that he has done in his first few days can see that unity is really not what he's all about. But that's fine. You know, the whole splinter in your neighbor's eye versus the 2x4 in yours. I took some notes here. So some of the things that they talked about, well, they did note that he, unlike Donald Trump, is a very religious president. And that's because he went to Mass and he carries a rosary. I have lots of issues with that because those are things that you can see. And we all know actions speak louder than words when those actions aren't part of a photo op. Then we have a statement that comes from the Vatican, and they criticize the USCCB letter. It also goes on to detail that Cardinal Kupich is very tight with Pope Francis, and therefore they feel that whatever he says is really telling us what Pope Francis believes. And since Pope Francis congratulated Joe Biden, I could misspeak here, but I think he was one of the first, as soon as they declared that he was the winner back on November 8th. I think Pope Francis was the first one to ringy-dingy on that. Then they detailed that Joe Biden represents the Pope Francis wing of our religion. And I found that most interesting, that we now have a wing of our religion that supports Pope Francis. Yeah. And they also referred to Nancy Pelosi as a very devout Catholic. They referred to Bill Barr as some kind of crazed, fanatical, right-wing conservative Catholic, because he's not pro-abortion. So to get back to the USCCB and where this comes down with them. So USCCB, I have an issue with them because I don't know their purpose. But the USCCB, I believe, has failed us on many occasions. I think that they could have taken more of a stand when they had churches shut down. My personal opinion is that when I learned about them having taken government money through the PPP, that to me was a red flag, because I think that you never know what kind of strings have been tied. That's just me. Call me a conspiracy theorist. But USCCB now comes out and says preeminent priority. That's what abortion is. That this is the preeminent priority, and it is for me, and it is for many, many, many millions of Catholics. But I just feel that it's a little weak. You know, what does that actually represent? It's supposed to be a preeminent priority. And then I read that Pew Research comes out and says 56%. Now that's 56, more than half of Catholics support abortion. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. And I think that the USCCB should be terribly embarrassed by that statistic. It's a preeminent priority. Then why have allowed people like James Martin to have a huge stage and to not be reined in? And this confuses me. I just think, don't you think that somebody is somebody's boss? I mean, I would like to think that if you are out and you are a heretic, and I do believe that when you are teaching things that go directly against the dogma of the church, somebody needs to rein him in. If you were in a corporation, and if you were out giving seminars, and you were standing up on that stage and you were preaching something that went against the entire ideology of that corporation, you would be fired. So I don't know why it is that he is instead given a bigger platform and nobody is standing up against him. That's just a wee bit disturbing. But the fact that 56% of Catholics support abortion is horrifying to me. And because it is a preeminent priority, I just don't know how you get from where you are right now to a place where you keep your coffers full, where you don't start to alienate more people, and you stand firm. Because I think that you can't have it both ways. I think we're in a very sad situation. And you know what? Many years ago, I'd look around and I would think the people who were sitting in those pews with me, those were the people who believed what I believed, who held firm on all of the issues that we as Catholics were to live and preach. And over the years, I have come to know that that's not the case. I know a number of people who regularly attend Mass, who in fact, two for sure, are Knights of Columbus and pro-abortion, vocally. I know members who were on the parish council for years, and the day after Trump was elected, were downtown protesting with those pink vagina hats. And those are Catholics. Those are the people who are sitting in those pews. And it's evidenced by the fact that that survey just came out saying 56% support abortion. And I think there's a lot of blame to be laid, but I think a lot of it gets laid at the feet of the USCCB. Because if you as a group can agree that this is a preeminent priority, what exactly have you done to get that message out to your flock? So, all right. See you next week.